This is Beach Talk Radio.
A couple of people and a name that have kind of been verboten around here. I think it's long past due that we recognize Kim and Ed Ryan and Beach Talk Radio for what they've done for our constituents here on the island. They were an immediate source for information and continue to be so. And then they raised, last I remember, was over $320,000 for beach employees and residents. So I think it's a long overdue honor for them. And I'd like to see them have a day of honor, to be honest with you.
This is Beach Talk Radio.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America and all ships at sea. This is your captain speaking, Mean Gene. Mean Gene. The following will be a test of the ship's whistle, the sonar alarm, the cable alarm, and the atomic attack alarm.
Oh, isn't that hair fabulous? Broadcasting live from the new hotspot on Fort Myers Beach. Wahoo Willies! It's time for another exciting award-winning episode of Beach Talk Radio. Here are your humble hosts, Kim and Ed Ryan.
Thank you so much, and welcome to Wahoo Willie's. We got such a crowd going here. Look at this. It's so.
Look at Peter's over there beaming, and I'm like cringing.
What is he beaming about? How about a big hand for Wahoo Willie's, everybody? First place open after the storm. We need to get a camera on the crowd so everybody can see how crowded it is here. So nice to see everybody. Happy New Year to everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Goodbye to 2022.
Just so everybody knows that might not be aware, there will be no fireworks tonight because, in case you weren't aware, there's no pier.
Yeah.
So there will be no fireworks on Fort Myers Beach. Holy Christmas. Look what the cat dragged in.
How you doing?
Reed. What's your last name again? Fryman?
Wow.
Reed Freeman. Reed Freeman
Wow.
from the SOB. He's getting ready to open up a food truck. So he's got like 15 minutes, but we love the SOB and Reed and his family. And how long has your family owned SOB? Like back in the day?
24, 25 years.
Wow. And how bad
And
was it?
remind people what it stands for.
Smokin' Oyster Brewery.
Right.
There you go.
Right. It's not offensive in any way. Like,
No. Just like Hooters.
It's not. Hooters is not offensive.
No.
I think she would beg to differ with that, wouldn't you?
I wouldn't say Hooters is offensive.
You wouldn't. You don't
I
go
would
to
say
Hooters.
some of the. Never mind.
No, go right
I'm
ahead.
not gonna go.
Nobody's watching. Go right ahead. Say your
So
piece.
are you serving chili?
No chili.
No chili.
Why not? It's like award-winning chili.
Three time.
Three
time.
Time.
Did
Do you
you?
still
award-winning
have the
chili.
green jacket?
No, I had to give it up last year.
Oh,
'Cause
that's
you lost.
It was a political
right.
vote during chili vote.
Who won the chili contest last year?
The mayor, Dan Allers.
Well, he wasn't the mayor at the time.
No,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
is now.
So
He won't be able to do that.
I
this
heard
year
it.
Now.
the fix
Fixed.
was, the fix was definitely in right there. Like, let's give this guy who could
Oh,
be the
yeah.
mayor someday.
It's great.
I got a little echo going here, huh? We sound all right?
It's you.
Does everything sound okay inside? If ladies,
It's you. You're
if
echoing.
we sound annoying, I'll shut the speaker off because I
We.
never think that people want to hear the show. I don't want to annoy anyone if they're here to eat
Okay.
or drink or anything
That
like
is
that.
such a load of crap.
Yeah, then you
because
wouldn't be
you
here.
love
If you
to
don't want to
hear
know
your own
anybody-
voice.
I don't know where you get that from.
You do.
I
You
do this
In fact,
for-
they're going to have to blow out the walls here.
I
just
do
to
this
fit your
for the
head.
people, not for myself. I do this for the people. I am a people person, and I want to make sure that the proper information gets distributed to the people, and that's my job.
Well,
Your job
Don't
is
joke
not
about
to cut
that.
me
That
down
is
every
true.
weekend.
No. That is exactly my job.
Please. And by the way, we have plenty of blue hoodies.
Hey.
Thank you all for coming down and buying the hoodies and the nice new white shirts that I want to show off. But it's your time here, Reed. It's your time.
Oh, right,
yeah.
right. It's Reed's
Is it?
time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ed,
Well,
we get a part
so-
of your time?
It's part of the show's got to be entertaining, and that's what I bring to the show is the entertainment
Okay.
value. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So you have the truck down here.
Yep, first day, finally brought it down to the beach. Waited a while, because right when we got the truck, I bought the truck about 5 days after the storm. The beach still wasn't anything. We didn't know if trucks could come down here, so I booked out 2 months in advance. Got an opening today, earlier in the week, realized I said, hey, let's go down to the beach, New Year's Eve, go down, serve our family down here on the beach and have a good time.
Now
Right.
you're actually across the street from where the physical location of
Yeah.
the SOB is,
Yep,
right?
we're
So
across-
folks can find you over there.
Got any merch selling?
Yeah, we got our the SOB truck merchandise.
I
Yeah.
see.
We got a couple shirts over there.
Now, why do you let your beard grow so long like that? I mean, you cook with that? Do you have to put some kind of covering over
Beard
that?
net
You put a
Yeah.
beard net. Like,
sometimes.
do they buy that? You buy them on Amazon? I mean, where do
Anywhere.
you get a beard net from? I've never bought a beard net. Like,
Well, you don't really
it's
need
socially
one.
acceptable now, beards.
they are.
Yeah.
Like tattoos, socially acceptable.
Mhm.
Like, does the beard net, like, what are they? You buy them a 6-pack of beard nets? Or
Oh, you can buy them from any.
can I get the Beach Talk Radio
It's
logo
not
on your
beard,
beard net?
it's beard.
yeah.
It costs you a lot though.
It worked.
Advertising.
Yeah. Right, gotcha. So, what do you got on the menu?
Doing Cubans, smoked corned beef Reubens, aioli shrimp, smash burgers. Actually brought in some grouper today to do our grouper bites.
Nice.
Fried cheesy pickle spears and fresh Nolans
Fried?
beignets.
Cheesy pickle spears.
Oh yeah.
What's the
What kind of cheese is on the
Swiss
pickle?
cheese.
Swiss.
What is the waiting time at a food truck? Like, if I place an order, how long do I have to wait? Because
It's pretty quick.
hate waiting.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
It's pretty
that's,
quick.
That's the big downfall is
Yeah.
you go there and you have to wait too long. But
Do you have
know,
alcohol? Because that'll
no alcohol. You
ease
gotta have
everybody's
a-
waiting.
you got a whole separate license for that.
I see.
But
Are you planning on alcohol anytime soon?
No,
No.
not out of the truck. You have to get caterer's license and then put the tent where you're serving alcohol. So
Can't you
many
just sell
feet
beer out of a cooler? I mean, in a bottle?
as donations.
I see. I
Oh.
see.
And didn't
Good
you have?
idea.
We had one of your cans because the can the SOB. Which one was it? That's got the
The
label.
Beach
is
Brew.
Yeah, that is a great. Who designed that?
Actually,
Like
the
the
designers
label.
at one of our local artists did it years ago,
It is
and
nice.
then when we had our microbrewery do it for us, they blew it up and put it on the can.
You got any restrooms over there? Because those are vital to have when you have a food
No.
truck and
No,
no restrooms.
no.
Been working on the town a little bit to increase the number of restrooms. Like, there need to be more
You mean
porta
porta
potties.
potties?
Like, when you're over 50 years old, there needs to be a certain number of porta potties.
They
like
used to have
every
a ton of
100
them.
Why'd they move them? Like, there's 2 in Times Square. Doesn't make any sense.
Don't ask me.
2 in Times Square.
That's
You
above
see
my
all the
pay
people
grade.
in Times Square?
Oh yeah.
Like, there's a ton of
Yeah,
people
you
that just
better-
want to come to the beach. How hard is it to bring the porta potties from down on the other end
Oh yeah.
and bring them down to Times Square?
Yeah.
People are going to come.
No, they are. I mean, there's people walking on the beach every day.
Oh,
I
such
mean,
a nice day out today
it's
to be
beautiful.
on the beach.
It
Yeah.
is
you know,
beautiful.
By
Don't
the
be
way,
afraid
we,
to go
we
in the
have a
water.
beach cleanup tomorrow. I don't know if everybody knows about that. From 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock, we're going to be set up at Norm's Beach Parking at 7 o'clock. We're going to be giving out all the bags and the gloves and the clipper things, whatever you call what are
The
those
grab-
things?
the
grabber
reachers.
things and the buckets. All it's going to be like, I came up with this idea last night that there should be a drone, that a drone flies over the beach and
That
what?
is not true. I came up with the idea.
Please,
I came
come
up with the
on.
idea, and I was waiting for an
Oh, don't encourage
opportunity.
her. No,
to-
she did. She did.
We do
Do you
not
have a
have a
drone?
drone. So if somebody
much?
out there has a
How
drone,
much did the drone cost you?
yeah,
$1,000 from
Yeah.
where? Costco?
Hmm. The drone.
Amazon. We need a
So-
drone.
No, we don't. You don't even know how to operate a car. We're not getting a drone. So if someone has a drone out there that can come and do some pictures for us,
Can
that
you
would be
imagine all the
super
yellow
fantastic.
shirts that
Yeah.
might
I
show
think it'll
up?
be a great.
Yeah.
Great.
What are you
picture.
laughing at over there? It's
You-
so funny.
Do you have a drone?
No, I don't have a
You
drone.
look
It's
like
just funny.
somebody that would have a
He's
drone.
laughing.
No,
You know
I
why he's
shoot
laughing?
drones down.
With what? With what?
I don't own any guns. The BB guns.
I see. You know, you're laughing because you knew me when I was nobody. I mean, I'm still a nobody.
Yeah.
But you remember?
Watch it.
You remember when was the first
you
time
just-
you were on the show? Like the first year you were on the show
What, 5 years?
before
out?
you were married.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was down at Pete's.
We worked out together in Reed's
Oh, I
garage.
knew
I know
this
that
was
sounds
coming.
creepy.
Oh, yeah.
I knew
but
this was
he
coming.
was getting ready to get married. Did you wind up getting married, or did she
I
dump
did.
you? Okay, you still got married,
I did.
and he had all the weights from like this 24-hour fitness place that closed down. Like his neighbor closed. What was
Good
the name of the
friends.
place? What was the name of the place?
Oh, she was a part owner of Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness. He had all these nice weights in his garage, like it was a professional garage, a professional gym right in his garage, like weights from 5 up to 50 because he couldn't lift more than 50. But so, how's your wife doing?
She's good.
Kids
She's
on
good.
the way?
No kids.
No kids.
Just
Why-
dogs.
What, you have a problem with kids? I mean,
No,
why do you hate kids?
I don't hate kids. I like money.
What does that mean? Kids
Farm
cost
animal,
money?
yeah,
Kids
they
cost
cost money.
money.
Farm animals don't cost money?
Not as much. You just put them out in the pasture, you're good to go.
All right.
Ah,
So speaking of
So-
that, have you been watching Yellowstone?
I haven't watched this season,
Oh,
so don't
yeah,
say a word.
Yeah. Oh, it's terrible.
I'm
You
too
don't
There's
want
a
to.
killer fight in
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Lady fight. There's
Yeah.
nothing better than
The only
a chick
problem
fight.
with this food truck is I got to work
Oh,
late night.
What?
It was
When
not
was the
like
last fight you got into?
Gonna be with you after
It was
this.
New Year's Eve.
Oh, well, that
That's
wasn't with
right.
another chick. That was with a
No,
man.
no. It was New Year's Eve.
That's a long
That's
story. We'll
so
tell
funny.
that story some
Yeah,
other
it was
day.
a long story. That
So
was
why
rough.
are you here? Oh, the food truck. Yeah.
Food
So-
truck.
So tell us a little bit about what happened at the SOB, what the plan is, like the actual is that your phone?
That's not me. I turned it off. I promise. No, we'll be about a year. You know,
Okay.
our plan is to rebuild. You know, we just have to go 50% rule. So we got to, you know, appraisals and all that fun
Mhm.
stuff.
Do you
And,
know yet whether you have to go up?
No, we won't have to go up.
Oh, good.
no,
good.
we missed the VE zone, the velocity zone. So
Boy, I don't know if some of
Let
you.
him finish.
I know, but I want to talk about what he's saying. If you saw some of the videos a couple of days after the storm or the day of the storm, we had video of like the water was to your roof.
Yeah,
Oh,
that.
Like
Yeah.
that water was to your roof. on
I'll
this
never forget
road.
that
we
image.
took
Yeah.
16 feet of water inside.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
We're 5.3 feet above sea level. So that means 22 feet of water came around this.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh. It's crazy. When the fire chief said to me before the storm, he goes, the storm surge, you all
Oh,
heard
you
about
say
the
this
storm
all the
surge
time.
because it didn't happen the last time. The water went out and it never came back and there was no storm surge. So I don't think anybody believed there was going to be a storm surge.
No.
And the chief goes to me, if there's a storm surge, the water from the Gulf is going to connect with the water from the bay. And I laughed at him like, you can't put that, you can't picture that actually happening. And then you watch the video of your place
yeah.
and the water is at your roof and
Yeah.
it's like, holy shit. Oh, sorry.
Oh, it
There's
was.
children there.
I mean,
Sorry.
Yeah.
I
Hurricane
apologize to the
Charlie,
kids
we
in
took
the house.
4
that I
feet of
said
water,
yes.
but still,
Right.
that was a rainstorm compared to this.
Yep. That's what
So-
everybody said.
It was
Yep.
all your equipment damaged.
Oh, gone. I mean,
Yeah.
the whole restaurant. I mean, it's the kitchen roof fell in, the back wall blew out, the freezers and walk-ins, were on the other side next to Felipe's. I mean, it's
Yeah. What happened to Felipe's? They said they're not reopening, huh?
far as I know, no.
Yeah.
they're
Are
not
they-
gonna-
is that for sale? Because
No.
Kim's got a few extra bucks from the coffee
Oh,
money
yeah,
she
yeah,
you
did
can
get.
lease it
Yeah.
You can
for
lease
Mr.
it.
Richard.
Oh, John Richard.
Oh, yeah.
He's a good egg.
Yeah,
He'll give us a good rate.
he's a good
We
landlord.
should do the show right from there.
So
like,
you think in a year or so?
Yeah,
just totally
We're
interrupts
shooting
me.
back
Like
around.
I have nothing going on here.
we're shooting for November, so
November of this year.
Of
tomorrow would be
2023.
this year.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on, Reed.
Thank you.
And
I
is your
appreciate
food
it.
truck open right now?
12 o'clock. You're holding
12
me up.
o'clock, everybody.
So tell everybody
He's
again
getting ready to prep.
what you got there.
SOB food truck. Come by and come see us.
Across the
grab
street
your
from
grab
the
your
SOP.
beer, grab your alcohol here.
That's
Come
right.
grab about to eat. be
Reed
there till
Freeman,
6
everybody,
o'clock.
from the SOB. Thank you, Reed, for coming on.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Before we get to Mike Bannock, and we want everybody to know who Mike is because he's doing great work on the.
Let me just say something because I thought about this earlier. The name Mike Bannock, it reminds me of like
some kind of Batman
like a detective.
thing.
No,
Right.
like a
I
detective
see.
show. Like Detective Bannock is here.
No,
Does anyone
Banner. Detective Banner. Who was that? That was
Banner?
the Hulk, right? What was the Hulk's
No,
name?
No, somebody's got a
Yeah. Mike Banner was the Hulk, right? David Banner.
Bannock.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Bannock is a strong
Kimberly
name.
says she loves SOB.
Yeah,
Pete's
the
Time Out
SOB.
is watching. John and Debbie sold their property yesterday after like 1,000 years on Fort Myers Beach. So congratulations to them for retiring. And what I was going to say was that the curfew on Fort Myers Beach is about to be lifted. Like it's until 8 o'clock now, but it could be any day that the curfew is lifted. What's going on now is the council doesn't meet until I feel like I'm yelling. Does it sound like I'm yelling?
It does. It always sounds like you're yelling because you
Okay.
are so loud.
So the council doesn't meet till January 9th, and they want to lift the curfew. And so either what they're trying to figure out is whether the temporary town manager can lift it without the council. So they're talking to the attorney, and they're trying to figure out if he could just say, okay, the curfew is over. So it's definitely not tonight, but maybe it'll be tomorrow or Monday or something like that. So
Oh, wow.
just-
So tonight, 8:00.
well, I mean, I think it probably is a good idea to wait till after New Year's Eve because, I mean, it's a crazy night tonight, but the curfew is probably going to be lifted in the next few days. No doubt at the 9th when they meet, the curfew will be lifted. I mean, I think it's probably time. Don't you guys
Yeah.
agree that it's probably time to lift the curfew?
Well,
People-
if they have the lights, do they have lights on the streets?
I don't think they have lights. I think
Because
that lights
at
is a
night,
problem.
it's very dark, and
Yeah.
that's unsafe. It is unsafe.
Some of the other things
walking
that the-
around at night.
Why do you keep touching the machinery? I don't like it when you touch the machinery because
too
you don't
bad.
even know what you're doing. Like you,
Hey, speaking of New
I mean,
Year's Eve, did
yeah.
you see on Facebook where I don't know who posted this or what it was, but it talked about that there's a tradition where on New Year's Eve, you open your front door to let the old year out. And, and on Facebook, they were like, we're opening the door, we're opening the windows, we're opening their garage, everything. So I'm going to be asleep, but I am getting up at midnight and I am opening up
wake
the
me up.
entire house. I'm
never
opening
heard that
up.
before.
Yep.
You know,
No,
we used
I
to
don't
do.
think it's a tradition here. I can't
What we
remember
used to
what
do,
country it's
I don't know
from.
why. We used to do on New Year's Eve on Long Island when I was
Oh, you
growing
guys
up.
bang your pots.
We go out to the middle of the street with pots and those wooden spoons that my mom used to whip my ass with, and she'd
Oh.
sorry about that. Sorry, I keep forgetting there's kids in there. I'm sorry. I need to give her a free hat or something.
Bang
the pots and beep the
pots.
horns and stuff like that. But we don't. If we did that in our neighborhood, we get evicted right now. So.
No, we would get a violation from our HOA.
Code violation,
Yep,
right?
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
the HOA. So the other thing that we need to tell everybody about is I wanted to update everybody on the yellow shirt kind of fundraiser thing. For anybody that doesn't know, all of the yellow shirts that we sell that have that logo on the front, all that money that we make after we pay the expenses goes back to the employees on the beach. We've written over $185,000 in checks to the employees on the beach, and we have raised a total of $366,776.
That's you
Thank you.
guys.
Yeah.
Give yourselves a round
Yeah.
of applause because that is you guys. That is you guys sitting here, and that is you
Yeah.
guys watching at home.
The first 155 went to the Women's Club and the Community Foundation, and that money went to the people that lived in 33913. And then everything after that, we gave back to the we gave money
I think
to
you
the
just
businesses.
gave out our zip code.
We give out like checks to the businesses, and it's still not enough. I mean, there's still
33931.
54 businesses on the list after 180,000, 54 businesses left that we haven't been able to give money to. So we'll keep selling the shirts. And the challenge now is that when you buy 300 shirts, it costs $5,000. I mean, and so you have to write the check up front for $5,000 worth of
Right.
shirts, and then you have to wait for all the money to come in before you can write the check to the business. So we'll just keep the yellow shirts will always be money that we give back to the businesses.
But
And-
you're not shipping them.
No, after today, we're not shipping
Right,
them anymore.
right,
So you have to buy them locally because the shipping, the
Ooh.
buying and the shipping of the shirts has become like a full-time job because we've sold over 3,000 shirts.
Yeah.
It's just, and Marie she can be crabby sometimes because of all the work that she's doing. I mean,
Well,
where is
the
she?
post office people too. They're like, oh God, no, here they
And the
come.
shipping,
So, the shipping is
the
up
shipping
there.
thing is such a pain in the arse because it costs so much money to ship stuff.
Well, they
these
raised
days.
the
It's like,
rates. They're supposed to go back down January 22nd.
Isn't
Somehow
it
that's
amusing how the government raises the rates during the holidays, but if somebody else did that, that would be considered price gouging, and that would be against the law. But when the government does it, it's okay.
well,
it's
they
like-
have increased demand at the holidays.
Doesn't everybody
yada,
have
yada.
increased demand? You're not supposed to do that.
Hey,
Anyway,
can we talk about since we're talking
it's your
about
show,
the,
dear. You can talk about whatever you want.
the employees that we're raising money for? What happened with the gift card situation? Or were you saving that for later?
I'm not saving it, but go right ahead.
Well, weren't you talking about it on? You talked about it. It wasn't a scam.
Dear, tell the
So,
story.
all right.
Everybody wants to hear your story.
So we're getting gift cards for the employees.
It was a nightmare at the beginning. Let me set it up. You don't know how to set up a story. I'll set it up so it's a softball for you. So we would go to the Target and I'd scan the gift cards, and then the card would stop because the bank would say, okay, there's fraud going on. You have to stop scanning gift cards. So you go to the next Target, you scan some cards, and then the bank would stop it again. And I called the bank and I said, I'm trying to spend money for the people on the beach. Why do you keep stopping me from spending the money? And they said, it's a fraud thing. It's a whole, so it became a nightmare. So that's when I just decided we're going to write checks to the business instead of giving them cards.
So he went on October 25th, exactly, to one of the Targets near us and bought a bunch of cards. They all went through. We're like, yay. We give them out. He gives them out. These people go to use them.
And
we
there's
start
nothing on them.
Okay. You
Zero
took it right
done.
away from me. You start calling. They're like, there's nothing on them. We felt horrible.
I feel that
So
bad.
we just fixed it, and let the cards sit there because it was way before Christmas. So the other day I was like, all right, today is the day that we need to get this fixed. So I called the gift card people, and you know, it was someone with an accent that was hard to understand. It was probably 45 minutes of me reading every card, reading every receipt.
When you say
Anyways,
it's somebody with an accent that's hard to receive, what does that mean?
it was just a hard accent for me to.
So what you're saying is
So when I was saying the numbers,
I
it
see.
was hard. So we got it all straight. And then I said, why do I have to wait? I'm just going to go back to the Target. So I went back to the Target in question, went up to the service desk. The guy takes the card. He looks at the card. He looks at me, and he just turns around and he starts on the phone going, I need security up front. I need a manager up front. I start texting him. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but you may need to come to the Target right away. So they all come rushing up, and I'm like, And they proceed to tell me that they're fake cards and there's fraudulent people out there, and they're talking to me. And I said, are you saying that I'm fraudulent? Like I did this? Because if you are, we gonna have a problem. And they're like, oh, no. They were fake cards. So
I have had to bail her out of jail once before.
Only once.
That's a whole different story, though.
But they took the cards. People take the cards. They take them home. They scratch it off. They write down the number, keep track of it somehow. I don't know. They print identical security tags and cover it back up and bring them back to the store.
It was crazy.
It was crazy. So when he showed me how to look at them, so the lesson here is just, I mean, they just unquestionably returned and gave us new cards. They were very great about it. Target's awesome. But I mean, just whenever you're out there buying a card, really take a look at it, because he could easily lift that fake sticker
So they had
off.
to go into Target, steal the cards.
That's what I just said.
Go home and do something.
That's what I said. They got it. They're keeping up.
Oh, okay.
It's just you that's
me.
falling
I'm
behind.
just a slow
so.
one here today. So are we done with that story?
Yeah. So just
All
be
right.
careful, because there is a lot of fraud out there with everything. I mean, it's pathetic.
So let me tell you about the one time I had to get her out of jail. So
No, I'm not talking
all
about
right,
that.
we'll tell it another time.
I did
Oh,
almost
Dave
get
wants to
run
hear why
over
she
by
went to
one of
jail.
those carts in the grocery store too. Some lady.
Is this show going to be all about you today?
No,
or I mean,
this is
Mike's
my
been
last
waiting.
story.
It's-
Some
okay,
lady
go
was
ahead.
on one of those carts, and she couldn't figure out how
Carts?
to turn it off. So she's coming at me like this, going, slaloming down the aisle, and people are looking at me, and I'm like, oh my God. So I drop my cart. I grab onto her, and now we're both kind of going, and she rams into the apple, literally the apple cart, right? And all the apples fell off, and she goes, I forgot how
Isn't
to
she
shut
so
the
much
button
better
off.
on the show when she has a drink? Like
No,
she
it
totally
just
loosens
coffee.
up
It
when
was just
she.
coffee.
Yeah.
No, it was so funny though,
That
and
doesn't
she
look like
was
coffee to me.
horrified.
Let me go get
She
it
was
for her.
horrified. She was totally horrified.
Nobody's
about
watching you from work.
It. She was horrified.
It's the
about it.
holidays. It's New Year's Eve. Lighten up. Can you imagine how good the show would have been the last 4 years if she had one drink before every show? It would have
Moving
been
on.
unbelievable. Mike Bannock, everybody.
Yes.
How about a big hand for Mike? If you don't know Mike, you need to know Mike. Mike has been helping people
He's
on
a
the
detective
beach
somewhere.
with all kinds of different work that needs to be done on your homes. And I'm not going to try and fill your mouth with words. So I want you to tell everybody. Can you tell I've got to go to the bathroom so bad it's frying my brain? But
So I'll take over for you, Ed. Go
thank you.
ahead.
Thank you very much.
Turn your
I'd like to
microphone
thank
off.
Ed and Kim for all they've done for Fort Myers Beach. It's phenomenal.
Oh, please. Thank
You
you.
guys are
Thank
awesome.
you guys.
But we're here trying to help the people get, progress going and restarted with the rebuild or to sell their properties, whatever they deem they need to do. We're doing cleanups. We're offering fair pricing on demos. We're not gouging. We're licensed and insured, and it's getting close to the time where FEMA's going to be pulling out and not paying for the debris removal. So people need to, start considering they can't put it off anymore. You got to make a decision, and we're here to help.
Now, because you've been on the show before and kind of gave how you ended up down here. But for the people who don't know, give us the backstory of how you ended up here.
Well, we came down
From where?
From Central Florida area.
Okay.
For progressive specialty claims due to the catastrophic loss of the vessels. And they're storing all the totaled vehicles, vessels, all insurance claims for mobility in Clewiston. And I decided to take a ride over to the beach, and I stopped and saw a couple of concerned homeowners, and have the equipment from building my own infrastructure at my marina. And our pricing, it was considerably lower than their lowest quote. So I ended up doing one job, which turned into a dozen jobs, which is now probably about 50.
Now, when you say considerably lower, I mean, what was the price difference percentage wise, would you say, between the quotes?
2/3 lower than their lowest estimate.
Yeah. Yep. So when we heard about this, and I can't remember the circuitous route the information took, we wanted to have him on because, he's somebody who people could trust. In fact, he was going to come on the show, but you were almost all the way back to his wife in Orlando. We called him to come on the show. And he called his wife, and we haven't met her, but we love her. And she said, no, go ahead and go back. He turned around and came, and wasn't it Thanksgiving or something?
It was right before Thanksgiving.
So, that's someone who would really make a commitment to the area.
Plus he saw the power of the show. He knew if he was on the show, he'd get a lot of business.
Yeah. I figured since Ed and Kim were helping so much, why can't I contribute?
That's right. Yeah.
As well.
So what is the craziest thing you've seen so far out in your what you're doing out there?
It's just so random, Ed.
Yeah.
You don't see the same thing at any two sites. It's just so
you were
random.
one time you were able to find a crane to pick up a boat. Is this right?
Correct.
In some lady's backyard. You picked it up, lifted it over her house.
Correct.
To get it. It was somebody else's boat. It wasn't even her boat, right?
It was her boat,
her
there
boat.
was another boat in her yard as well that wasn't hers.
Yeah.
And that was subcontracted by the insurance company by Cito, which ended up being like a $25,000 removal, and her removal was considerably less.
Did anybody ever think that one of the things that they would hear in their life is, my neighbor's boat is in my backyard. Who do I call to get my neighbor's boat out of my backyard?
Well, I'm
That's the
guessing that
craziest thing.
Cito never envisioned that they would be doing removals on dry
Right.
land.
Yeah.
No, Cito is set up for, just about any catastrophic event, and they are pre-contracted through a lot of insurance companies to do that.
Now,
We had I will say that if you have a boat and you think you're ever going to need Cito, get hooked up with them before you need them.
Yeah.
It's a much better deal to
Now-
do it before when you need them, because somebody doesn't know how to operate a boat and you get stuck for 8 hours and almost, fry
Sounds
up
like
from
that
the
might
look
sun.
who's
have
here.
happened.
Look who's here.
And
Another
it-
one of our sponsors just walked in,
Oh, yes.
everybody.
Jorge.
Jorge
Jorge Barrera,
Barrera,
everybody.
in the
Big hand
house.
for Jorge. He hates when I do that. So, Mike, how many push-ups can you do in a minute?
We're not going to challenge that one.
No,
Ed.
I'm just wondering. I mean, just between the two
Marie.
of us, how many?
Not
can you
as
do?
many as you.
Wow. No,
All right,
it's
go
not-
ahead.
More
dear.
than Kim, but not as many as you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Now, then there is
Yeah,
fighting
wow.
words.
I don't know. She runs.
It's New Year's Eve.
That's right.
You're going to fight another dude
Well-
this New Year's Eve.
No, but he's trying to tee up his own
I'm gonna tell a story after this.
own
Yeah, I gotta
story
live a
after
story.
this.
What kind of dog is that he's got right there? That is some cute looking dog on the
I
TV
can't
screen
see.
right there. Oh, you missed
it's
it.
a football person.
So, for anybody that doesn't know, New Year's Eve, we're going to be at Mangaritas tonight. I hope you guys come out and support Mangaritas, because you remember Mangaritas used to be in Times Square, where now there's nothing left at all. Do you guys walk over to Times Square and just be like, I can't believe what I'm looking at right now. It's like
I know.
everything is gone. And there's Tom from La Ola every day setting up his chairs, and he was out there painting the concrete the other day, just trying to get everything back to
Blowing
normal.
it to keep
And
it
he's
clean.
always happy.
Yep.
The guy is always happy. He's always positive, and it's just crazy to go over there and still see all those giant piles of concrete of what used to be Times Square. Just bizarro.
You have to look forward. You can't look back now at this stage.
I know.
How long does it take to clean a property? What's the average been?
A few hours.
Wow.
Really?
You just
how many
go in?
hours? How many guys you got?
4.
Nice. Have you been getting some good business and you've been?
I have. A lot of the bigger properties are getting fined by the fire department and the city, and they have deadlines to get their properties removed that are a hazard.
All right.
Now, do people pay directly to you? Is it an insurance? How does that work?
No,
Is it FEMA? Who picks up the bill?
I haven't been hired by FEMA or paid by FEMA for
Okay.
anything.
I
Let him finish.
I have a secret to let everybody in on. I don't know if I should say this out loud, but FEMA doesn't really exist, everybody. It's a phantom government agency. They don't really exist.
Yeah, they haven't helped a lot of people,
No,
and
no.
people are under the beliefs that FEMA is going to help remove their debris or demo their property, and it's just not happened.
Yeah. By the way, if anyone's going to be around next Saturday, we actually have a FEMA representative that will be sitting in that chair answering questions about trailers. So you want to come down and see that show next Saturday. Somebody from FEMA is going to be here. But the whole thing with the trailers, and I know she hates it when I bring up the trailer thing, is that
I don't hate it. It's just you've beat it to death.
I know, but when you're the United States of America, you expect to help people. When crap like this happens, you expect this government, the one government on the planet that could help people, and they put the people through the process of going out to their house, measuring them for a trailer, and then the guy down the hallway says, "Oh no, you can't put a trailer in a flood zone. You should have told them that." I was on the phone with FEMA the other day, and I said, "Why are you telling people they can have a trailer? Why are you going out there and measuring their house for a trailer?" He goes, "Well, it's not really FEMA, it's a contractor." And so I'm like, did you hire the contractor? Like, the contractor is working for you. So the whole thing is just don't rely on government for that kind of thing. Now,
they're wasting
DeSantis,
resources by hiring those contractors only to deny them.
right. And now DeSantis, and don't get me wrong, I'm a DeSantis fan. I hope he's the president someday. But he came to Yucatan and he promised trailers immediately. So we'll see what happens. There's not a trailer yet on Fort Myers Beach provided by the government. People want to rebuild. By the time you get a trailer on Fort Myers Beach, it's going to be hurricane season. But I digress, Mike. I'm so sorry to take your time up like that.
No, it's a welcome being here with you too.
Thank you.
Well,
What?
Come on.
Ed as well.
Welcome to
people
Wahoo
would
Willie's.
contact you to get debris removed from their,
have
and then
no idea
they
who I
would
am.
they
No.
would pay you, and that's how it works. It's not like you're got a third party, whatever.
Right,
Okay.
exactly. And then they can go to their insurance company and try to get reimbursed.
Tammy Skoog is in the house, everybody. She picked up her shirt. It's been waiting here for 2 weeks. Thank you. Thank you all for buying those yellow shirts.
Yeah, thank
3,000
you.
of them.
Mhm.
So do you own a drone? You have a drone?
No, I don't have a drone,
Yeah.
Ed.
So
I'm like you. I can barely drive a car.
I know. Sometimes I have trouble with the remote control at home. What?
He can not only
There we
he
go.
has
Another
trouble,
cut down coming. Another
Yeah,
cut down
well,
coming.
It's well deserved. So the driving is one thing, but his headlight went out on that beast that he's got out there. So I
I
said,
have a 2009 Hummer that has
that's what
zero.
you thought you had. That's what you thought you had.
What year is it?
So I said, I know how to replace the headlight. You just need to get the bulb and da da da. So he gives me the wrong year of the vehicle, and then he calls the person that we bought it from. I'm like, the vehicle's right there. Just go look in the door.
Where do you
It'll
find
tell
the
you
year
what.
on a vehicle? I mean, where do you look for the year? How do you go out
Do you
and
know
say,
where to find the VIN
it's
number
not like
on
you
it?
can say, Alexa, what year is my vehicle out there?
This is what I'm working with, folks. So luckily, between 2003 and 2009, it's the same bulb, and it took all of about 10 minutes to
Thank
change
you.
that
Thank
out.
You. It works fine. It worked fine when I went out this
He's
morning.
like, I'm going to take it to Firestone. I'm like, hell no.
So here's the deal with the Hummer now, which I got for $5,000. I mean, it's got 700,000 miles on it.
It doesn't. It only has 140.
But it's got $0, like 0 payments on it. You don't pay $1. Like, I don't know why people make payments on cars. Don't make payments on cars.
Because they want something different than what you have.
Whatever. So
that has a
now
dashboard that doesn't work.
you get in the vehicle and the entire dashboard doesn't work. You can't tell how fast you're going. I have no idea how much gas I have in the vehicle. The lights don't work. So every time I go, like, I have to stop and go to the bathroom. In case you didn't notice that, I have to stop on the road and go to the bathroom a lot. Every time I go, I fill the gas up. I fill the tank up with gas. It's always full. The tank is always full.
Well, you don't know that it's always full.
It's not that hard to drive a car without a dashboard. Like, I mean, if cars are passing you, you're probably going too slow. If you're passing cars, you're probably going too fast. Things like that. So it seems to work fine.
Does your dash work?
Yes,
Okay,
but
there
I
you go.
have payments.
There you go.
What are your payments?
You know what happens when your dash doesn't work?
Almost 900.
$900 a month in car payments.
A truck payment.
One truck payment.
Is it like a work
Wow.
truck? Like, is it like
It's a big truck, yes.
it's a big truck?
Holy
But
Is
it's
it
almost
like an
paid for.
18
It's
wheeler?
almost paid for.
How many more payments you have
Wow.
left?
18.
So if anyone out there needs some demolition, I mean,
He's gotta
clearly
pay
Mike
his-
needs to pay off his vehicle. Wow. 9. Can you imagine? Like, we go into the car dealership and the guy says, what do you want to pay? I said, I don't want to really pay higher than $300 a month. I mean, can you get
And
me
he
in a
laughs.
vehicle
He
like
laughs.
$300? So, they come back with $700. I'm like, that's not a 3. That's like way above a 3.
No, if you want 3, you get that.
Yeah. Well,
That's fine.
There's
Why?
a lot of vehicles left in Clewiston that
I
got
heard.
towed over there for
This
you
is
to
the
look
thing
at.
Do
is
you
that-
think they'll end up back in the market?
No, absolutely not.
No.
They're
the thing is,
I
totaled.
worry about that. I worry about somebody's going to go buy a car and it's going to have flood damage.
Yeah, it's just not possible.
what happened?
They're
What did I miss?
flooded. They got swept
All the-
away.
all the
They're
flooded
still
ca-
pulling them out of the bay to this day.
No kidding.
Yeah. So there's 1,500 cars, automobiles that haven't been located yet.
So my question is, why do people feel the need to have a super nice vehicle? Like, why does it need to be so nice that it has like this dashboard that has a computer on it and it has seats that warm your hiney or cool your hiney, or
Because
why?
that's what people says. I say the same thing to you when we go to a hotel. You always have to go to the resort.
It's
I'm
a
like,
hotel,
hey,
though. I
just
mean,
go to Motel 6. You're sleeping. Just
Yeah,
get
a
up
bed's
and
a
go.
bed, Ed.
no, we
That's
go
right.
to a resort. When I take my wife out, I don't take her to a Motel 6, Mike. We go to like the Gaylord in Orlando. Because you got to have the whole experience. I want, when
She
you walk
deserves
in,
it. Look at her
they-
hair.
Yeah. Thank you for all the coffees this month, everybody, because that's what keeps that hair going is those coffees. We need to get a banner behind us. It looks pretty plain here. I have to say that this is so awesome to have this kind of audience here. It's almost, I feel stage fright almost, Mike, with having all these people
Yeah,
looking at us
right.
like,
Yeah,
That's because
right.
you had me on the show today, Ed.
Yeah,
They
that's
knew
right.
that I would be
what
on
else
the
should
show.
people know about Mike Bannock?
It fills my heart to help people.
Yeah.
So, and I'd like to reach out to Adair Homes. They've helped me out on a lot of jobs. Jorge has passed a lot of work my way, who's a local realtor, and I just want to share my thanks with them and you all as
You
well.
know what's cool though is when you find somebody, like when this whole storm hit, we got a lot of calls and you're like, okay, we've never been involved in this. Who do you know? How do you even know who to trust? Because the minute that you put somebody out there and they screw somebody, then your credibility is completely gone.
Right.
Yeah,
But we
word
were
of
able-
mouth will make or break you.
Right. But we were able to find you and we find Studio AD. We found Greg Watson and the electricians list that we put together for people, because it's like we need our screen repaired in the back. It's like, okay, who do you call? Like, she called somebody once somebody was driving by our neighborhood once in a pickup truck and had screens hanging out of the back, beeping the horn. And she's like, oh, yeah. Come on in the back. Like, so $50 later, what the hell happened? Like the
They
tree fell
dropped-
through the screen or something.
No, they were cut. They weren't screen people. They were cutting down the trees. They
Oh,
were
yeah.
trimming the palm fronds. Unfortunately,
Right through the top of the screen.
So then they became screen people, and they weren't really
Yeah.
that good at that either.
Right.
But
Yeah.
what should be on that note? What should people do to make sure they get a reputable and
licensed and insured?
Yes.
Go on Beach Talk Radio
Yeah.
and look for the sources that they've acquired during this.
And
Thank
you can
Mike.
check somebody's license, Florida license, through the Department of Professional and Business.
You can.
Right.
Okay,
DPO.
so
Correct,
I've never done that in my life. Like something happened to what's his name from Pete's? Well, I forgot his name already. The manager of Pete's Timeout. He went and tried to get his roof thing. Ty. He wanted to get his roof fixed right away.
Secured, so he didn't have any more leaks.
Right.
Yeah.
So he
Future
finds
rains.
somebody who's got a card he stole the card from somebody that had the business license on it. And the guy said, yeah, I can repair the roof. I need $10,000, get the supplies. So he gives him $10,000 and the guy's a fraud. Like he stole his money. And then he comes back the next day and he says, oh, I need another $5,000. So the cops arrested him, but he's out his $10,000. So
Yeah, you need to get multiple estimates. You need to definitely check qualifications.
yeah.
And Google people, because I would imagine his face didn't match up with the card either.
So I need to finish my story about
what?
like we're getting our pool redone in the back because our pool's like 25 years old, and you got
It's
those
so
old
gross.
old lady tiles that,
Yeah.
that they look like they're from the 70s or 60s,
How about
like
just
those.
old? They're not. There's no gender.
For
to
some
the
reason,
tiles.
I think of my grandmother. when I see those ugly tiles in my grandmother's house. Like
Your
those
grandfather
friggin-
didn't take
those-
a shower either.
those probably not. I mean, those green
Either.
ugly tiles. For some reason, I think of my grandmother. Like those things are freaking ugly, Grandma. Why do you? Anyway, they start peeling off the pool.
Yeah,
And so we're getting
ours
our
are
pool
popping
redone.
off.
So we find somebody who I Googled, I looked up the reviews. She's local. She gives us a good price, and I got to put 50% down. Was that a mistake?
It's hard to say. You just have to stay on top of the contractors. Anybody that's asking for a deposit is
Well,
generally struggling to begin with.
Well, they said
Really?
they have to have that to put the order in for which is going to be 10 weeks for the pavers.
If you sign a contract, the hell, there's plenty of pavers here on the island that we're taking and hauling away to the dump.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know,
crazy.
for some
but
reason, I kind of trust her.
Well,
Yeah.
we know where their business office is.
Yeah, we've been to their office.
Yeah.
They have local people that
Mhm.
recommended them, but at the end of the day, you could always get screwed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only $10,000, right? I mean, who gives a crap? It's only money. Just make more, or just ask more coffee.
right, look ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, so I wanted to say thank you to Jessica. Where is she? Jessica Fluharty, everybody. Jessica is the one that sets up all of our Amazon wish lists. Every wish list that was set up, I had nothing to do with. I have to tell you, at the beginning, she recommended you should set up an Amazon wish list. And I was like, that's the dumbest freaking idea I ever heard, right? That I was like, why are you bothering me with this? I have no idea what this is. And then she set it up. What I remember we were setting it up for supplies to bring to Buttonwood. And it went insane. The shit was coming. Sorry. Damn. The stuff was coming to our house like there's no tomorrow. And she set it all up. Now, the last one she set up was for Annette's Book Nook. If you saw the news story in our newsletter yesterday, if you don't get our newsletter, it's free. We're trying to get Annette's Book Nook back up and running. She lost 10,000 books in her bookstore in Santini Plaza. And if one person donates a book, like all of our followers, one book a person, she'll get so many books. I mean, her eyes will go batty trying to read all that
Yeah,
stuff.
I have one in my truck, right?
We have
My
lots of
$900 a month
Holy
truck
Christmas.
payment.
And what's your insurance on your truck, by the way?
It's minimal.
Minimal?
Yeah, I'm a safe driver.
I see. So what book do you have?
It's the story about how America was built.
Yeah, by Donald Trump?
No, not
No.
by Donald, by Ron DeSantis.
Oh, I see. I'm reading James Patterson's NYPD Red 7. I love James Patterson. Yeah. I'm a big reader. Kim just looks at the pictures. I read. Every time I come out in the kitchen, she's watching some dumbass show on her phone. What are you watching now?
No. Every once in a while, you
No,
need
not
to
every
just
once in a
take
while.
break
Every night
from
you're watching
reality
something on your
and
phone.
watch something ridiculous,
What were you
trashy,
watching?
whatever.
No, I don't watch
It
anything
depends.
trashy.
It depends.
What were you? What's
I
your?
like to sit back and look at folks that are doing reality shows and
Like,
go,
what's the one you're watching?
wow,
What is the
I'm
one
okay.
you're watching?
I'm okay. If this is what's going on,
It's not
I'm
Housewives, is it, Kim?
No. That was his favorite show.
You know what my favorite show is?
The OC. He loved The OC.
No, I've never watched anything like that. I've never watched the housewife thing or anything. Steve Austin's Broken Skull Challenge. Has anyone ever watched that? I love that show.
That was a good show.
Yeah, it's still on. It's still, he's not dead.
I don't have TV where I'm camping here. So
Where are you camping?
just down on Estero here.
Okay.
Are you going to tell your push-up story? Because I
After
know
Mike,
you're dying.
After Mike leaves.
Okay.
Anything else you want people to know about why they should contact you or how they can get in touch with you, Mike?
No, just stop putting it off, before you end up with the city or the county having to remove your debris or your property. The deadline's coming for FEMA to pay, and the cost is just going to triple or double or triple to remove the debris.
Well, give out your information because you didn't. How can people get a hold of you?
Through my phone number, 352-636-3719.
Say it again one more time.
352-636-3719.
Do you guys need a shirt?
And that's Mike Bannock.
No? Yes?
Get the demo done.
Marie's here somewhere. Mike, thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me.
Everybody.
Thanks for all you
Mike
guys
Bannock,
do.
He's been helping everybody out on Fort Myers Beach.
Detective Mike Bannock. Thank you so
Mike
much.
Bannock. Watch the cord there. So if anybody doesn't know, we're doing a beach cleanup tomorrow. The beach, every time the water goes out, high tide, low tide there. I don't know if you know a lot about that, but it brings in more debris. There's so much debris out in the water. So we're going to go out island-wide tomorrow. And a lot of yellow shirts here today.
Island length.
Island length. It's 7 miles, Fort Myers Beach, dear, in case you didn't know that. And we're going to try and spread people out. And then we think we might have a drone tomorrow to take pictures of the yellow
we're still
shirts.
working on that.
Yeah, somebody will have something like that. Otherwise, I was thinking of riding my bike from one end to the other with that camera that I have on there. So tomorrow we'll be set up at Norm's Beach parking lot at 7 o'clock. The beach cleanup starts at 9. And for everybody that wants it, you're going to get 20% off of lunch here tomorrow.
And they're opening early, so you can come at 10:30.
So like our friends from Michigan, if you like to drink early, then you can come at 10:30.
Way to call them out.
Michigan is playing TCU today. Does anybody know what the spread is on that game? Anybody? Michigan? Michigan is getting 7.5? Minus 7.5.
Given.
All right, they're the favorite then, dear. That means they're the favorite.
Oh, thank
Here's
you.
Marie, everybody. Marie is in charge of the shirts.
The Vikings?
No.
Packers, Vikings.
Packer fan right here. Packer.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's going to get crazy in here. So the push-up
Where
story.
are they playing? Where are they playing? Because it's going to be cold no matter what.
It's not as cold as last weekend, though. It's
No,
so nice
we were
today.
just saying that last weekend we were, under the heater, under the heat lamps.
I didn't
and
get, you know
now
what?
we're sweating.
I didn't read. I haven't looked and seen how many people are watching. Or
You didn't read
I didn't
one ad.
read any comments. We're not reading any ads today because of the holidays. And I want to make sure everybody gets their full money's worth. But I haven't read any of the comments, so I apologize for that.
Sister
Usually I do.
Wives.
What? Somebody said here, it says Wahoo
Oh, does
Willie.
she want used books?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. There were used
I
books
think
there
so.
too, used and new.
I think
yeah.
they were.
Yeah. So we're gonna put Annette's address up on the website.
And then can you ship media rate? Because that's a lot cheaper. I've learned a lot about posting.
Media rate?
What
What does that mean?
If you mail something media rate through the post office, it's super, super cheap. But there's only certain things that qualify as that. And I think books are one of them.
The reason I like selling the blue hoodie sweatshirts locally is because the shipping on the sweatshirts is a nightmare.
Yeah.
And it's not like I don't want you to have the sweatshirts. It's like I don't want to charge so much for the shirt and then the shipping. The shipping.
Yeah.
Well, I sent the shirt, one
We're not
sweatshirt
Amazon,
out.
that's for sure.
I sent one sweatshirt out last week. It cost $26 to ship it. I was
Well,
like,
that's just dumb.
well, yeah, I know. I went to one of those UPS stores or whatever. That's because I'm lazy. And I'm not waiting at the line at the post office, but I wanted the lady to have her
I've
sweatshirt.
had no line at the post office. There's a
just
post
saying.
office at Sun Country. What's that?
Sun Harvest?
Sun Harvest.
Yeah.
The citrus place. Those people are great.
So we'll ship it. We'll ship the shirts. I just don't want, if you don't care about paying it, we'll ship
Yeah.
them.
How,
But I'd rather just sell them out of the back of the trunk
These
and
are
not
comfortable
charge anyone for
seats.
shipping. I know. All right. This was my Christmas present, everybody.
This
New
was one of 'em.
stools.
yes.
for the
because
show.
you-
It is.
See?
You
See?
did get more. There is more cushion on this than the old ones.
Yeah.
You look a little taller too. I mean, where
I'm
did you get
sitting
these?
up.
Where'd you get these? Where'd you get these?
Target.
Oh, I see. Did you use a gift card?
No.
No, I got the
use
other
my
ones.
card. Someone's coming up to get their picture. Don't be rattled.
Okay. I'm so stage fright with the pictures. Here, sit down.
Casual.
Sit in the new stool. Tell me what you think of that cushioning on your bottom.
Isn't it?
Welcome to the show.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. So
Yes, these
your
are very
push-up.
cushiony. So we go to my aunt's house.
I'll let you have this one all on your own.
Oh, you're going to just walk away on this? I could tell a story without you. I don't need you here for the whole show. It's very echoey, though. So we go to my aunt's house, and my aunt we're kind of the same age. We might even be the exact same age. And she's been having Christmas Eve at her house for probably 2 decades. Like, there are people that used to come that are dead now. That's how long that she's been having Christmas Eve at her house. And the kids are growing up, and they're now some of the kids, like, they used to be tiny, and now they're getting married. And so we still go because, you know, we're still together, and we're getting old, and we have nothing else to do. So we go to her house, and you know, you have drinks when you go to somebody's house, because what else do? You go, you eat, and you drink. And so I always got to be like challenging someone to a push-up contest. And my uncle's son is, how old is Will now, dear? I think he's like 25. And, you know, I challenge him to a push-up contest, and I say to him I could do 20 more than him for $1,000. And I kind of walked that back. I said, I could do 20 more than you for $100. So in 1 minute, I got 80-something push-ups in 1 minute. And he got 60-something. So he didn't match it, which made me feel good, but I still lost $100. So that was what happened on Christmas Eve. So what do you remember what the exact total was? Because I think it might have been 86. I know Jillian was there, and she was.
I think you got 37.
No.
Keith got
87. I got 80-something. I got 80 push-ups in 1 minute. 80.
I don't think they were real push-ups.
No,
though.
you have to have a professional counter. So he puts his fist on the ground, and your chest has to hit his fist. That's how it counts. So he was counting, and it was 80-something.
Well, the next contest, I guess, is going to be me and Mike.
Mike Bannock, he totally called you out and said,
he did. I'm going to have to start practicing.
And Mike, if you can't do more push-ups than a girl, that's pretty sad. So anyway, did you run today? Is that what your workout was today? No running today.
No, I ran twice this week. That's
why are you running so much? What's going on there?
I'm getting ready for my challenge. I'm doing a walking challenge.
I see. That at work. This is what happens. She does this walking challenge at work with all these people on this app. And so these people get on this app and they pretend like they're walking. Somehow they cheat. Like this one girl last year cheated so much, like she did like
their watch and
they put it on the dog,
right. And then the animals walk
and then they
around.
sit and they drink wine and they pretend like they're walking and doing exercise. So and then I can't believe you should hear her in the house. Like there's no way she did all those miles. There's no way she did all those steps.
People can hold back their steps and then add them at like midnight. So 11 o'clock, my phone will go off. I have to get out of bed, start walking around the house, up and down the street to get my steps in until 11:59 at night. And then I hit the button to add
I'm not
them
leaving
in.
any sweatshirt. We're selling them so fast. There might not be any out there. So
no, we got you. We got you.
Yeah,
Chris.
we'll cover you. We'll cover you, but I'm not leaving all these sweatshirts here. So,
all right, dear.
All right,
Is it time to wrap it up?
We'll wrap it up.
Let these people eat in peace.
Just to remind everybody, we're going to be at Wahoo Willie's tonight from 8 o'clock.
We are?
From 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock.
Where are we going to be?
I'm sorry. Margaritas tonight. We're at Wahoo Willie's now. Margaritas later.
Where are you? I'm going to have to do a cognitive test on you. Okay, so what's the date today? Who's the president? And where are you right now?
I was feeling a little dizzy this morning, so I just want you to know that. I feel better now.
You need to drink more water.
Margaritas at 8 o'clock tonight for New Year's Eve. And then tomorrow is going to be huge.
We're not going to make it till midnight.
No, I'm going home right after the show. Tomorrow is going to be huge. We hope to see everybody in their yellow shirt tomorrow at Norm's Beach Parking for the beach cleanup. It starts at 9 o'clock, and then we'll be here.
There'll be coffee.
There'll be free coffee from Jimmy Java's. For
20% off here.
Wait, let me tell.
Look,
you don't even know what's going on. We got free breakfast burritos for the first 150 people from FK Your Diet. And then here, 20% off lunch. So we're going to spend all this, the whole day, the whole weekend together with all these people. And we will have some yellow shirts left to sell. We do have a bunch of white T-shirts, and we have blue hoodies. The hats will be in January 11th. We sold 75 hats in 2 days, so thank you all for that. Thank you all for everything. Thank you all. Stop thanking me. Stop thanking her. We're not really doing anything special.
That's see, you're so good until then.
We're not.
No, everybody have a very healthy and happy new year.
Yes.
And
thank you.
be safe.
She'll be here signing
safe out
autographs
there.
till 12:30. They're $50 each.
We got to tell that New Year's Eve story tonight. We have a
New
that
Year's Eve story.
ill-fated New Year's Eve story.
The
Yes.
one-way driver thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I remember that. Thank you all for tuning in. Come on down to Wahoo Willie's. And you all have a happy new year. Bye-bye.